Now this piece of footage we've already uploaded, but we're uploading it again because we've had complaints. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've had complaints that this is offensive, that I am being offensive through this. Oh yeah. That it is outrageous that I should put this footage up. I wonder which pigging planet these people are on. Eh? What is mentally wrong with these people? What is the problem? All I said was look at Parliament as an example of whether or not this plague that they announce is prevalent across the world is actually real, as they say it is. What's wrong with that? Nothing. It's asking a question. And we do wonder if persons who get upset by the question actually have mental problems. I'm not getting at them, but there's something wrong with these people. Because how can you take an offence at saying, look at Parliament, it's not locked down, it's not keeping social distancing, none of them have got masks on, and they're also breaking the law of associating with more than one person of a different household. And yet by saying that, we get people going uproar. It doesn't make sense what they're protesting against. This is common sense. As long as MPs are sitting huddled up, business as usual, in Parliament, then they are showing us, and actions speak louder than words. Words are cheap. Actions are a different matter. By their actions, each one of these members of Parliament that are laughing, like this one over here, for starters. Hey, this one over here smiling. Just look around. Look at them. Hey? Are you telling me that when Parliament says there is a plague, or pandemic as they call it, why should we believe them if they don't believe it? What the hell is going on in this world? If Parliament doesn't believe it, and China doesn't believe it, and France doesn't believe it, and Germany doesn't believe it, etc., why should we? Think about it, why should we? If these are declaring it's a fake, by sitting here like this, why can't we sit here like this? In cafes and restaurants and pubs and etc. Why can't we do this? Why is the government saying, oh, you can't associate together? You are doing it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I ask again, what the hell is going on that people are sitting here in front of their pigging televisions? I get this from the internet. I don't have that till I liar vision. It's terrible stuff. They're sitting, seeing this, but they're not seeing it. Beggars belief, not one of them. They said, hang on a minute. Where's the mask? Where's social distancing? Why isn't Parliament locked down? What the hell has happened to us? There was a time when the people in this country would have said, hang on, just hang on a minute. Why aren't they locked down? And these buggers here wouldn't have dared do it. Tell the people that there's a plague and to lock down, keep social distancing, put masks on and so on and so on and so forth, and themselves do completely the opposite. They wouldn't have been able to do that in times past. They can now. That shows the state of the health, the mental health of the British United Kingdom society. We need to challenge ourselves. What the hell is going on? You've never seen this here and never thought about this. Oh, they're not in lockdown, not masks and so on and so on and so forth. Then, is it not a lesson? And ask a question. How have I been beguiled into believing the words of government? It's easy. Oh, it's very easy. And you're not the only one. We all have to start somewhere. And it's a heck of a lesson that I have learnt over the years. Because I was the same. I'm just a human being. I can be enticed into these things, but there came a point when I started to question, hang on a minute. What about this? What about... And then I began to see the pigging light, didn't I? Of the truth. Like this here. And you know something, when you see the truth and you come into the truth of how things work in this world, you're free from the bondage of these boys who hold people's minds and thoughts in bondage. It's terrible, isn't it? I want to speak lastly about this fella here, Boris Bonbon Johnson.
Speaker, it is now 2 years to the day since a chemical weapon was deployed by Russian military intelligence on the streets of Salisbury.
No, it wasn't. That was proven to be a lie. But he's still telling it to be truth. That was a lie. That's proven to be a lie. This is how much these people are dishonest. And I will finish with this. Do you know what is wrong with the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? Apart from a divorce of 25 years, marriage for a young girl, hey? Can't keep his corruption in his pants. He's supposed to be the most moral person in this country. A standard of morals and ethics and integrity. Do you know what is wrong here? Remember Obama? Who became President of the United States, and it was illegal for him to be President of the United States because he was not born in the United States. Only those born in the United States can become President of the United States. And do you know something? That's happened here. You see this man here? He is in a position that he has no legal and lawful right to be in. Do you know that? The only person that can become the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is a sitting MP. You've got to come through the ranks. Boris Johnson was not an MP. He was Mayor of London. Yeah. Basically a donkey. Mayor of London. And he was promised towards the end of his mayoralship that the position of Prime Minister, if it came up, would be his. That was before he even left. He's off a job. And what happened? He became Prime Minister. It's illegal for him to be the Prime Minister. And secondly, why do you think that he, of all persons, pretended to have an attack of COVID? Which was short-lived, wasn't it? Why? Because those who illegally appointed this fella has that over him. And so he complied. He complied to what they wanted. And of course in this country, in the United Kingdom, you know who actually rules? It's the executive that represents the Queen. The executive gives orders to Parliament out of the Mansion House to do certain things, and Parliament has to do them. And when we say Parliament, that is MPs sitting, representing Parliament. So when we talk about Parliament, we're talking about every pigging MP. And of course there's leeway given to Parliament, MPs, to enact, if possible, their own laws, just as long as they don't conflict with the City of London. Oh, there's so many players in Parliament, so many players, and they're not for the people. They're not for the people. They're for the monarch, for the City of London, the wealthy, interested parties, such as armament manufacturers. Do you know something? Now I'll finish with this because it's just come to my mind. Do you know what the British government has just done? I think it's OneSat, satellite company, American satellite company. Do you know what it has done? You know what the British government has done? Hey? You're not going to believe this, but it's done it. I mean, it may be on TV. It paid a bailout of £1 billion to an American satellite company that filed for bankruptcy. What the hell is going on? £1 billion the British government gave to bail out an American satellite company. Surely the American government, the Senate, should have done so. What are we doing? Secondly, where the hell does the money come from? It's supposed to be in austerity. Cutbacks, cutbacks, cutbacks. £1 billion on a foreign company. £1 billion, more than a billion actually, more than £1 billion spent on Parliament, refurbishing Parliament. And you should see the government departments in London. By their cringe. Makeovers, millions of pounds worth of makeovers. And new departments created for intelligence. That's aside from MI5 and MI6. There's even a department that controls the media. It vets what the media is going to put out. And if the criticism against Parliament is something that isn't going to affect Parliament, that's allowed. But other things are not. You see, the media was allowed, or should have been allowed if it was a free press and free media, to say, citizens of the United Kingdom. Front page. Where is the lockdown of Parliament? Why hasn't Parliament locked down? Why did they focus upon Cummings, was it? Cummings. Why didn't they focus on Parliament? And say, what the hell is going on here? It would have brought a mass of readers, extra readers and viewers to trust the media. But the media didn't say anything, did it? It's kept silent because it's controlled by Parliament. Well, we say, Parliament, that's put this department of media communications into being. You see, the thing is, when the media and papers, the tabloids, speak out against Parliament, everybody thinks, oh, it's a free press. No, it's not. It's not. It's already been weighed up by the communications department that has been formed, media communications, whether or not it should be published. And if they believe, yeah, that'll be fine, you know, that looks as though Parliament had been held to account. Hey, what begging mind games a Parliament plays. But this guy here, it is illegal for him to be standing there. And he is managed like the pigging rest of them. And the buggers are sitting there shoulder to shoulder and laughing.
All our thoughts remain with those affected, their families and loved ones. We will continue to seek justice for them. But I'm pleased to say that 2 years on, Salisbury is back on its feet, focused firmly on the future and welcoming visitors with open arms. Now, Mr. Speaker, I'm sure this House will want to pay tribute to the people of Salisbury and Amesbury. Wish them well for the future. Mr. Speaker, this morning I had meetings with Minister and colleagues and others in addition to my duties.
Mr. Speaker, we are keeping our social distancing, Mr. Speaker. Oh, hang on a minute, we're not. Why aren't we keeping it, Mr. Speaker? Why aren't we in lockdown, Mr. Speaker? Why haven't we got masks on, Mr. Speaker? Why aren't we being fined for associating with more than one person of a different household, Mr. Speaker? Bye-bye. Oh dear.